What's going on, everyone? Welcome, Rabid here, and today we're taking a look at another pool test between four different pools on Pearl, all with RTX 3060 Ti's and all the same overclock settings. So let's take a look at some things. So coming into each pool, we got Herominers, PearlHash, Pearl Fortune, and Jetski. And for the 3060 Ti, we can see the hash rates that each miner does have here. So Herominers is using SRB with about 54 terahash. PearlHash is using a wild rig with 44.61 terahash. Pearl Fortune is 52 terahash, and Jetski is rocking an 89 terahash. So what I did here is I tracked all the net hash each day by block times, block reward, as well as the price that was happening. And then we also went through our total. So in green is daily amounts that they got, and in yellow is the total. So that's kind of what's going on here in a nutshell. And then you can see how many coins per terahash each miner did, ultimately making which miner is best. So let's actually go through these results. All right, so let's start with daily coins. So day one, we ignore the 1.5 here. It is per day. But day one here, we can see that in blue, we have Herominers who did hit the most amount of coins right here, followed by Pearl Fortune, and then PearlHash, and then Jetski did get the least amount. Day two, we still have Jetski at the bottom. We have Herominers. Looks like they went downhill at this point, and they earned, just slightly under 1.5 coins, which is pretty crazy here. We got PearlHash, which is just under 2, and then we got Pearl Fortune here that was just over 2. Now moving into day three, it looks like Pearl Fortune here did collapse. I don't know what happened within this day here, but they dropped to the least amount of coins in day three in this 24-hour period, followed by Jetski was the second worst. And then we do have Herominers here, which ended up in second. Then we got PearlHash, which was actually the daily leader for here. And then moving into day four, we can see that somehow Pearl Fortune, so there might have been, a tale of bad luck or something in there, and all of a sudden they had good luck. Who knows? But now we can see on day four that Pearl Fortune shot up here. Then we got Jetski was actually in second, and then we have PearlHash that came in third, and then Herominers actually last on day four. So coming into actually cumulative coins, so this is total coins for the 4 days that the pools have earned. So we can see in first place after 4 days, we do a Pearl Fortune that earned us the most amount of coins at just under 9 right here. In second place, we do a PearlHash, which was sitting around that 8 coin mark. And then we got Herominers in third, and then Jetski was last. Now bringing all the data together, this is coins per terahash. Higher is better. So that means the most coins per hash rate, making the best miner, also pool fees and all that being considered, but what you're making per terahash on said pool. And it looks like PearlHash was paying you the most amount per terahash that miner has. So remember, wild rig is 0% fees, and PearlHash, the pool, is also 0% fees. So we can see that number here. Pearl Fortune was in second, and then Herominers third, and Jetski was in last. So there's some type of graph numbers if that's something you prefer. Now here's the actual, numbers to be precise from my spreadsheet, so we can see kind of everything that went on here. But here's the coins per terahash, and we can see in green, first place is PearlHash at 0.1794 coins per terahash again. So if you take this and times it by 44.61, you will get 8.006 coins, making PearlHash, in theory, the best miner. Bang per buck. They're paying you the most per hash rate, because while they did end up in second place on this test here, we can see they also have the lowest hash rate miners. So that's very interesting, on top of the 0% pool fees here. And then we got Herominers. We can see what it was paying out. But yeah, we can see day one, 2.3, 1.8, 2.1, and 1.5. Day two, 1.4, 1.92, 1.26. And then we can see day three earnings, 1.7, 2.1, 0.77. So here's where Pearl Fortune fell off. I don't know what happened here. For this 24-hour period, we got less than 1 Pearl. And then ultimately, then it hit a huge one here. So I don't know if it just something happened in here where it had like a kind of a bad day and then it just exploded. So maybe there's a pool issue in that past 24 hours and it's a little more coins should have been here. But, you know, in the end, after these few days, we can see that it actually did pay us the most amount of coins in these 4 days of testing. So that, you know, is very interesting. Now, to obviously get, you know, the best numbers, you have to run this for a month or something. But by a month, we could see Pearl pretty much dead at this point. We don't know how long this is going to last. But right now, these are the numbers. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on what these numbers are looking like and what test I should do next. I know some of you guys were curious about Cryptex conversion to Bitcoin, how much you get there versus mining normally and converting yourself and things like that. So a whole bunch of stuff coming out here. You guys want so many tests and you guys want this information. Let me know what you want to see next. I'll see you on the next one. Hit that subscribe button, thumbs up, hype button, share this video around. Rabid out.